Hello again. I'm now going to read a book about a tree, a grand old tree actually, and that's the name of the story, A Grand Old Tree. And it is by, the author is Mary Newell de Palma. Looks like, which season here? Which season does this look like? Yellow, golden, red, and the leaves are falling down. That's a hint. Falling. Fall, of course. Once there was a grand old tree. Grand old tree. Her roots sank deep into the earth. Deep into the earth. Look at that branch. They look like branches branching down. The roots are like straws, right? And they suck up the nutrients in the water when it rains. Her arms reached high into the sky. High into the sky. Can you reach your arms high into the sky? She was home to many creatures. Birds nested among her branches. Squirrels scurried through her leaves. Caterpillars and ladybugs crawled about. Look at all that life. Squirrels, owls, little bluebirds, caterpillars, and ladybirds. Ladybirds. We call them ladybugs. They're really called a ladybird. The grand old tree flowered just like the weeping cherry tree here in front of the school entrance stairway is in full bloom right now. And I took a video of it yesterday when it was really sunny out, and there were so many bees, hundreds and hundreds of bees, because it's in bloom just like this. And those bees are coming to pollinate it because they're pollinators. Oh, I need some help changing this page. My fingers are cold because it's cold today, and they get a little wrinkly when it's cold. And the grand old tree bore fruit. Many different types of fruit trees. Some of it falls down, and look who's getting it. And sowed seeds. There's the seeds from inside the fruit. She had many children. Many children grew from the seeds. The animals help with that too. Planting them, the squirrels often will plant the seeds, thinking they're going seeds and nuts, and they'll think they're going to go back, and they forget where they put them, and then new trees will sprout up. And then birds drop them in different places and they'll grow. The grand old tree lived a long, long time. She basked in the sun, bathed in the rain, swayed in the breeze, and danced in the wind. She grew and shed. She grew and shed. Shed is when her leaves fall off, right? All the different seasons. Many millions of leaves she shed. Many millions of leaves. At last, the grand old tree was very, very old. Long, long time. She became very, very old. Her branches no longer swayed and danced, but cracked and snapped in the wind. Finally, she fell, and snow gently covered her. Let's move this a little like that. It's like, there we go. The old tree died. She no longer flowered, bore fruit, or sowed seeds. Looks like some animals are still hanging out on her, though. But she was still home to many creatures. She was still home to many creatures. Do you see? Raccoon, mushroom, different types of fungus, mice. Raccoons nested in her trunk. Centipedes crawled along her branches, and lichen grew on her bark. The grand old tree slowly crumbled. She became part of the earth. Oh, what does that mean? She slowly crumbled and she became part of the earth. Remember when there's a very old tree or a stump? There are creatures living in it like worms who are decomposers. They help break it down, and bugs too. It turns back to the soil. Today, the roots of her grandchildren sink deep into this earth. Their arms reach high into the sky. So the grandmother tree is still part of her grandchildren because the earth is from the grandmother tree that broke down, decomposed, and became earth, became that dirt, that soil. Pretty amazing. They are home to many creatures. Her little grandchildren that grew up to be trees. Look at that, just like she was, just like grand old tree. Now her grandchildren have many creatures making their homes on them. And that looks like another spring day. I think that might be the last picture. Oh, here we go. Just like the grand old tree. That's right, and here is a new little sprout that will turn into a sapling before it grows up to be a big tree. Okay, I have a new poem, actually a little song for you guys that I want to teach you. And this is called The Little Wind Blows, Silver Rain. I might have to look at my words a couple times because I'm just learning this one. We get our hand like this. This little wind blows silver rain. This little wind drifts snow. This little wind sings a whistle tune. This little wind moans low. Can you moan low? Moan low. This little wind rocks baby birds tenderly to and fro. Tenderly to and fro. Isn't that sweet? Let's do that one more time. I'm going to put this on my lap because it's blowing away. Just in case if I need to look at it again. This little wind blows silver rain. This little wind drifts snow. This little wind sings a whistle tune. This little wind moans low. This little wind rocks baby birds tenderly to and fro, tenderly to and fro. And that's it. That's called This Little Wind Blows Silver Rain. We've been having some rain and we've been having wind. And I thought that would be a good one to learn for this spring. And I will do it with you all soon when I see you on Zoom School. And have a great rest of your day. I hope you get outside, look for some salamanders, look for some worms, look for some millipedes and centipedes and roly-poly.